वेलकम टू वीकेंड विद हिना। मैं हूँ हिना एजाज। इस प्रोग्राम में आप देखते हैं बड़े बड़े सितारे पाकिस्तान भर से, वो सितारे भी जो दुनिया भर में भी जाकर अपना नाम, बल्कि अपना ही नहीं अपने मुल्क का भी नाम रोशन करते रहे। इंडियन सिनेमा में भी काम किया है। लेकिन आज के शो में जो एक बहुत बड़ा सरप्राइज है मेरे पास आपके लिए, आप सुनकर परेशान हो जाएंगे, देखकर हैरान हो जाएंगे। मैं जिस बड़े सरप्राइज की बात कर रही हूँ उनका ताल्लुक है फ्रॉम द इंडियन सिनेमास खान क्लैन। ऑफ कोर्स उनमें से एक की बात हो रही है। किसकी बात हो रही है? आइए आपको चल के कुछ झलकियां दिखाते हैं, फिर उनसे मुलाकात भी कर। जी हाँ, अरबाज खान। अरबाज खान आज इस शो का हिस्सा बनने जा रहे हैं। टेक्नोलॉजी ने दुनिया में हमारे लिए काम बहुत आसान कर दिए, यानी दुनिया को करीब कर दिया है। ये तो मुमकिन नहीं था कि वो हमारे सामने बैठे हो, इसलिए टेक्नोलॉजी की मदद के जरिए हम आपको आज इस वीडियो इंटरव्यू के जरिए अरबाज खान से मिलवाएंगे। दिस इज हिज फर्स्ट एवर इंटरव्यू ऑन अ पाकिस्तानी टीवी शो। हम आपको मिलवाने जा रहे हैं उस सितारे से जिन्होंने अपने करियर का आगाज 1996 से किया, अपनी मूवी दरार से। उस मूवी को देखा हमने और फिर और देखना चाहा अरबाज खान को, और आज तक उन्हें देखते आ रहे हैं। बीच में बहुत अहम रोल्स किए उन्होंने, छाए रहे वो इंडियन सिनेमा पर, दुनिया भर की स्क्रीन्स पे नजर आते रहे। But now the Bang, the brand that he created under his production, has become a big brand. तीसरी उसकी, या फिर कह लीजिए तीसरा पार्ट भी आने वाला है, उसके बारे में भी आज बहुत वो हमें चीज़ों के बारे में बताएंगे, इस मूवी के बारे में बताएंगे। अब आपको मैं इंतज़ार नहीं कराऊंगी, हम कनेक्ट हो चुके हैं विद अरबाज खान। Hi Arbaaz, how are you? And thank you so much for joining us in.
Thank you, Hina. It's wonderful to be on your show. Thank you.
Your favorite artists from Pakistan, given there have been so many who visited India, who worked in India. Some have worked in the music industry, some have acted in movies. So yes, who's your favorite artist from Pakistan?
Well, I have not seen too much of films, Pakistani films, but I think I've worked with one or two of the actors from Pakistan. And but favorite artists from Pakistan, firstly, it has got to be Nusrat Ali, Fateh Ali and Rahat Ali. And of course, the other two people who I really, I've worked a lot with Rahat Ali. And, so these are the people that I really admire. Their work I admire. Unfortunately, one of them is not with us. Nusrat Saab is not with us, but what an amazing talent he was. Rahat is still somebody I work with, and my two films, Dabang, both of those films had songs by him, and inshallah in the third also there will be an opportunity and I'll hope to work with him. Apart from that, I feel of course there's a whole lot of talent in Pakistan, and there are such amazing musicians and such great actors. Your comedians, I watch a lot of the stuff on the YouTube, Moin Akhtar and Omar Sharif and all those people whose comedy and stage work and whatever they've done, television work that they've done, if I can manage to see, I think they're hilarious. Some of your shows, television shows are very good. So Pakistan has got a whole lot of talent, and we can see such amazing work coming from there. So it's great.
Well, good to hear, Arbaaz, that how much you appreciate the talent from the film Arbaaz. I always had this question in mind, and I would like to put it forward today, since I have the opportunity to talk to you, interview you. How does one balance one's creativity and the commercial aspect while making a movie?
Well, just because you're making a commercial film does not necessarily mean that you have to stop being creative. It's not as though those films are completely mindless and senseless films. Yeah, but there is a certain amount of, when you're making a niche film and you're making a film for a certain kind of an audience, you could have a restricted scenario and restricted success. Sometimes while getting something to work on a larger scale, you may, I wouldn't say compromise, but you may make something more palatable for a larger audience. So in that cases, maybe creativity to some extent could take a bit of a hit, but because you may not get so much of liberty if you're making out of the box film, or you're making an offbeat film, then probably your creativity could be maybe at the maximum, because you're not really worried about what the commercial aspects, or whether how much of the film will work and all that. But when you're probably making a big budget commercial films, you've got to keep a lot of parameters in mind. You've got to keep the cost of the film, the star cast, the image, the kind of audience that you're looking for, recovery. So probably at that time you look for maybe safer things or more acceptable things, which might probably not be so novel at times. So there are a give and take. When you make an extremely commercial film, you may probably not compromise on the creativity, but sometimes the creativity may not be as exciting as probably making an offbeat film, or a film which has a very serious topic, or maybe probably will not worry about if it's like going to do extremely well, as long as you make something that is interesting.
Well, you did start your production company under Arbaaz Khan Production, but Salman Khan Production also came into form. It started. So for Dabangg 3, there's a big question, and we'd all like to know that whether Dabangg 3 is going to be under your production, that is Arbaaz Khan Production, or under Salman Khan Production. There's a lot of speculation in the market, so how about hear it from you?
Well, Dabangg is an Arbaaz Khan production, but now that Salman has started his own production, SKF Films, there is a possibility that it will be presented by an SKF film, but it will be produced by Arbaaz Khan production. So that's where it stands, and which will be great for an association with both the banners, because in any case, whether it's Arbaaz Khan producing it or Salman Khan producing it, it's a family film, it's our film. It really is not a big issue as to who's doing it. But this time, most probably, both the names will come together. We've not finalized that, but it seems that SKF will be associated with Arbaaz Khan production.
Well, that's great news, Arbaaz. Well, if both these banners come together, that's definitely good news. So good to hear that. You come from a film background, Arbaaz, and of course, Salim Saab is a legend. I'm sure you look up to him, but what traits have you adopted from your father? And also, would you call him your mentor?
Oh yeah, I would sure call him my mentor, because I pretty much follow his footsteps in many things in my life. There's a lot I've learned from him. His wisdom, his experience has guided me a lot throughout my life, and my personal life, my professional life. I really look up to him, and whenever I'm in any kind of a strife or any kind of a trouble, I kind of go to him to seek advice, and not more often than not, but always pretty much bang on. His advice has really been appropriate, and it has worked for me, and I kind of pretty much blindly follow what he says at times. And there are so many qualities about the man that I have tried to inculcate in my life. His discipline, his professionalism, his punctuality, and one thing that I can say I have really been able to bring in my life is punctuality, because I think that's something that I'm pretty much finical about. It's like I'm extremely punctual at times. I reach much earlier than most people, and I think the tragedy about being punctual is that there's nobody there to appreciate it. So, but like I said, there are a lot of things, the reading habit that my father has, being in the line, the movies that he has watched, the experience that he has, the way he has dealt with people, lots to learn from him, and I keep kind of learning a lot from him, and I wish I can kind of follow in his footsteps, and I could never emulate him, but I would definitely like to, walk on the path that he did. Yeah.
Well, being punctual is definitely a good trait, and I hope all actors listening to this take a cue from it. Well, moving forward, in fact, I want to move back in terms of the timeline. When your movie Darar was released, it was an intense role. It left a major impact on the audiences at large. I'm sure it must be a difficult role to play from what I saw and from what I remember. Well, how difficult was it for you to perform that role?
Well, that was my first film, and obviously, I was working with some really talented directors, Arbaaz and it was a very challenging role. And like any newcomer, I was nervous and yet excited and confident too that I could probably pull it off. But I was of course kind of really looking forward to that film, and I was helped a lot by my directors because they had a lot of confidence in me, and they guided me. They told me how to go about the character. So there was a lot of preparation, there was a lot of hard work, and there was a lot of effort. And when we completed the film, I remember Arbaaz both coming to me and said that they were very happy with my performance, and they were very happy that they could launch me in their film, and said that I look like I have a very promising career. And fortunately, I think their words came true. 25 years later, I am still around working in the film industry, doing films. And in that film itself, after the film got released, and that particular year in the film fair, I got the best actor in a negative role. So it has been quite a beautiful journey since then, and I have very fond memories of working on Dabang and playing that character. And a lot of my fans and a lot of my people who appreciated what work I've done, Dabang still stays as one of their all-time favorites.
Well, Arbaaz, is there a secret recipe involved in making a good movie, a successful movie, a hit movie? And if so, do you have one?
Well, it all depends on the kind of... see, the most important thing to make a film hit is to make an interesting film. If a film is interesting, it becomes entertaining. You just can't say that you're making an entertaining film, because if you try to make an entertaining film and if it's not interesting, it will still not work. So no matter what the genre of the film is, as long as the film is interesting, it'll have a bigger chance and the possibility of it being a successful. Now, how you make a film interesting is obviously, by having interesting plot or characters or songs or action, something that can engage the audience and make them feel that they're seeing something new and fresh. So that is what the effort should be at, and at the end of it, everybody is still like trying. Nobody has a formula. Everybody works on a concept and hopes that the concept that they work on is liked by the audience. So that's the challenge, because when you're making a film, from the time you narrow down a script to the time you release a film, it could take up to a year, maybe 2 years. And in that time, you could have maybe 150 films more released. So how to keep your film different from all those films and not give the feeling that the audience has seen something like that before is what is challenging, and that's what is the beauty of this line.
If you were to go back in time, would you have chosen any other profession other than acting, of course?
Yeah, I guess being born in a film family, probably from a very young age, I had decided that I want to be associated with films. In any capacity, actually. I didn't know whether it would have been an actor or a producer or a director or something to do with film music. So I knew for a fact that I didn't want to end up doing a 9-to-5 job, because film industry is not particularly a 9-to-5 job, because it's a little erratic, and you don't work, you work at different times, in different zones, you work under different circumstances, situations. So that kind of, you could have long breaks, you could have very busy schedules. So that is something that I kind of really thought is what I was cut out for, rather than being in an office at 9 and leaving at 6 in the evening. So I knew that film industry is the place that I would want to be. Also because of its kind of, whatever it kind of offered in terms of creativity, in terms of fame, even the money or whatever. If you were successful, It was much different from what the other jobs I felt at that time I could do were offering. And that's kind of was what drew me in and excited me. And I started thinking what would be my best option. So I felt maybe acting was the better start than to get into anything like production or direction, because maybe one fine day I can turn to become a producer or a director, but it will be a little more difficult to turn to be an actor one fine day. Maybe I would have lost the opportunities because there's a time frame for everything. So first I started off as an actor. I got my foothold in the industry as an actor, and then subsequently I kind of turned a producer, and then I turned a director.
Well, it can be safely said then that actor to producer, your dreams have been fulfilled. In terms of Dabangg 3, what challenges are you facing while you've conceived this movie and it's under production?
Well, Dabangg 3 will obviously have a lot of challenges, considering that it has been a hit franchise. So each time you make an extra part to it, people expect a lot because they've got a lot of love for the film and the franchise and for the brand, the character. So we are conscious of that, and we respect the audience, and we are not just going to dish out a film and just put a 3 to it. So the work is in progress. We're working on the film. We're pretty much complete with the script. We're satisfied with the script. We've also shortlisted the songs, and we're looking forward. Now the pre-production of the film starts, and we're planning to roll sometime in April 2019. If possible, we'll release the film in the same year, or else we'll probably come early in 2020.
That's good news for Dabangg fans. Now, it's been 8 years since Dabangg, the first part, was released. How has the journey been since then?
Well, it has been wonderful. We released Dabangg in 2010, and this is 2018, so it's been 8 wonderful years since the movie has been released. Fortunately, the movie was met with some huge success, and then we were able to make a sequel to the film. So it's been a great journey. We love the response that we got from Dabangg, and the character went on very well. Salman's career too kind of really went to another league altogether. I established myself as a producer. So it has been a fabulous journey, and something that I cherish a lot.
Well, I must say the Fab 2 of you did a wonderful job there, and people again are really, really waiting for Dabangg 3 to release. And like you've given us the good news that it will release in 2019, we all are very excited to watch it. Well, Arbaaz, it's been reported that Salman's character in Dabangg 3 may be an adaptation from a real-life cop's life, rather. So for Dabangg 3, his role may change a little. And so would Sonakshi's. Is it true? And I'm asking this because, you see, there's a lot of interest in this brand Dabangg, and Dabangg 3 is underway. So people, we hear all sorts of stories, and people are saying things. So I thought might as well take the opportunity and ask you today.
There's a lot of stories and a lot of rumors that go around most films, and particularly Dabangg. And there's no point trying to convince people that whatever is being said is rubbish. There's a lot of rubbish news that keeps coming. This is particularly one of them. There is nothing like this particular role is going to be inspired by a real life character. we've already got a character established. We've already done this character in one. We've already done this character in two. Suddenly, how is he going to be inspired from a real life character? It kind of baffles me. It is a film that is an extension of the first two parts. Obviously, it's going to be a new story in a new situation. There'll be a part of his previous life that is going to be there, and how his life moves forward. So I kind of turn a blind eye to all the kind of rubbish news that keeps happening. So I don't know why and how this keeps coming, but then I guess this is how things are, and you can't keep giving clarification for everything. But Dabangg is an extension of the first two Dabangs. Of course, there will be a part of it which will be a prequel, and it will be from the present day how it moves forward. So that's where we are.
An actor's life isn't easy, so becoming a producer adds more pressure. It can be a tough job. It can be very, very challenging. So, Arbaaz, how do you handle all this pressure?
Well, yeah, I think a producer's job is quite tough, because he has to manage pretty much his entire crew, from his actors to his technicians to all the people who work on the sets, and so it is quite a compelling job. It's quite demanding. It is quite tedious in the sense, and there's a lot of stress in many ways. But I guess everybody finds a way and looks also for some kind of help, in the sense like they have a team of people to look into things. So, and that's is getting more organized. There's a lot of professionalism that has come into the film industry, particularly now. So the job of a producer has also become very easy to some extent, because contracts are drawn, commitments are honored. So now it becomes a lot more easier if you have worked out, and if you've got a plan. It's probably more easy to execute the plan.
Well, Arbaaz, I'm really curious to find out, because you have a star-studded family. Who are you most closest to amongst your siblings?
What a strange question. Amongst my siblings, who am I closest to? I'm close to all of them. My entire family I'm close to. Maybe we have a slightly different equation with each one of them. With my sister, I have a different equation. With my younger brother, I have a different equation than I have with my elder brother Salman. Salman, I've got a lot of respect, and I get a lot of inspiration from him. I really look up to him. Yet we are very friendly, because there's just a 2-year gap between the two of us. Particularly, and then with my younger brother Sohail, who's got a 4-year gap from me. We have a very friendly and cordial relationship, a lot more fun and backslapping and taking holidays, and because we had families and we used to do all of that together. So so it's different. It's a little different, but yet I consider them both very close to me. Both I love as much. Both I respect a lot. And so is my sister, who I'm very, very close to as well. She's somebody also who I seek a lot of advice from, because she's very, very intelligent and wise. And so I'm close to both my sisters and both my brothers, yeah.
Do you have any message for your fans in Pakistan? Because, Arbaaz, let me tell you have a huge, huge fan base here.
Well, it's really lovely to know that I have, and my entire family, in fact, has got a huge fan base over there. People pretty much love and admire a lot of the work that we have done, and it's very it kind of makes us very happy that we have so much of great response coming from Pakistan. Our films are received well, our stars are received well. We are particularly have been really, whenever I meet people out of India, whether it's in England, UK, or whether it's in America, who are Pakistanis, they are such warm people. They meet us so well. They appreciate us so much, and they see our films, and they really admire us, and they're so happy to meet us, click pictures, maybe say such lovely things. So it's really nice. It's very encouraging, and we will continue to make films, and we'll hope that our films continue to be received well in Pakistan, with the Pakistan audience, the Pakistan people, so that it's just great that films are admired and appreciated, and they love our Bollywood films and they love us, so it's great.
Well, we come to the end of this very special episode with Arbaaz Khan, the star across border. लेकिन जैसे मैंने आज इस प्रोग्राम के शुरू में कहा था कि टेक्नोलॉजी ने चीज़ों को इतना आसान कर दिया, दुनिया को छोटा कर दिया, करीब कर दिया, तो आज इतने करीब से आप अरबाज खान को इस प्रोग्राम वीकेंड विद हिना में देख पाए इन हिज फर्स्ट एवर एक्सक्लूसिव इंटरव्यू एवर गिवन इन पाकिस्तान. वेल वी होप कि ऐसा भी मौका है कि बहुत जल्द हम उनसे फेस टू फेस आपकी मुलाकात करवा सके इसी प्रोग्राम पे. और जो उन्होंने बातें की, आई होप यू एंजॉयड ऑल ऑफ दैट एंड देयर वाज सो मच मोर दैट वी लर्नड अबाउट हिज अपकमिंग प्रोजेक्ट. अगले हफ्ते आपसे फिर मुलाकात होगी. आप देखते रहिएगा न्यूज़ 1.